finally going home. And I think fixed this time. Got it all chained down now, and obviously he's hooking up his gooseneck, and then we'll be rolled out and headed home. We'll let you know when we get there how it's looking. All right, we got him home, and so far everything, just driving, you know, it feels fine. It's definitely more responsive in gear. Of course, you know, I mentioned I test drove it at their yard, so we did put a load of dirt on it. We've test driven it that way. It seems fine, you know, from what I can tell. The kids are thrilled. The kids are just thrilled to have them. Mackenzie, it's very, very hot, okay, so don't touch anything on the engine.
Why don't we put the bucket?
Got a couple little gremlins still to wrap up. Easy stuff that I can do. I've got a airline over here, which just goes back to the brakes, I'd imagine. That airline's leaking. There's another airline right up here. Right, whatever that little junction is there on the transmission, that's leaking. And just now, I get it backed in the driveway. We get it backed in here to park, and I was going to put the shift linkage from second into first, and the shift linkage just connected. So it'll be easy. I just got to put a bolt in it, and actually the shift linkage for the gear speeds is what separated. But I looked in there and figured out where I got to reconnect it, and the shift linkage for the forward reverse doesn't even have a nut on it. So that's just, you know, nonsense, and somebody was lazy when they put it back together. Oh, and I've got hydraulic cylinders on my steering cylinder on the other side. It's this fitting here, and both the fittings on the hydraulic cylinders are just seeping, like somebody just didn't tighten them up. So, you know, little nitpicky stuff like that yeah, just got to kind of tighten up and touch up, no big deal. But ultimately, Wilbur's home and ready to run. Well, with any luck, this is the start to finally moving some dirt. Look what I have! Wilbur's home! And I started him again today. I got the tires pumped up. I got fluids all checked and ready. I was ready to haul dirt. And then my wife said, no, we gotta go do this and that other stuff. So, anyway, I just got back home, jumped back in the excavator, and I've gone through, and I'm just bailing out. This was the original hole beside the house. I mean, the house is there, right? This is the original big hole that I dug out for where the basement will go someday. And over the course of the last, oh gosh, 4 years, we'll say 3.5 years since I dug it out, it has silted in a lot. So all that piled up over there and all dug out there, I mean, you can remember it was flat from here across. I dug down several feet worth of just gooey, mucky, I mean, you can see how much organic material's in it, just that muddy, nasty, but there's still solid bottom. So this is all just filled in over the years, and I've got to now dig all that crap back out. Now you can see this here is relatively solid. This was kind of the last of the dirt that I put in before Wilbur broke down, and it was always a little higher. So a lot of it actually is what washed down in and became the silty mud in that deeper spot. Still a big pile of mud over there I've got to bail out, but I don't want to get too ahead of myself on what I'm working on. Plus, that's actually kind of beyond where the basement will go anyway. So if I end up burying that mud back up with more kind of mud or just, you know, not good dirt, that's okay. But where the basement itself is going to go and a good buffer beyond that, I want to put, you know, back in good solid clay. So realistically, probably I'm going to bring the excavator around this side and I'm going to scoop even more of this out. For this evening, I was just kind of playing in the excavator, had the kids with me, just kind of trying to reestablish where things were at and figure out how much I needed to go down through the mud. So you can see out in there now, you can see some of that red clay peeking through. So I'm back down on top of what was the good hard clay originally. But of course I got a big pile of mucky stuff over there that I've got to try to, I guess, just kind of spread back into that hole. But mostly, I just wanted to get you guys a before image. So ideally tomorrow, I would like to haul dirt, and I want to be able to give you a really good after image. I would like, for my goal tomorrow, and I don't know if it's realistic, would be to cut off basically across here over and have that all filled back up and filled in. I really don't know what that'll take, 30 loads maybe to make a big difference, but I want to get this steep drop off here fixed. and start filling more material back in. Because so where I've been in there digging, like I said, is mostly where the main house is going to go. So a lot of this up front here and further back, it was all just stuff that was over excavated back in the day. So it doesn't necessarily need to be corrected now by filling in with more clay. But like I said, I want to just get things, I want to start getting things filled in and get rid of this ridiculous hole in front of my house. And ideally get the main house built in it, but we don't know when that's going to happen just yet. It seems kind of silly to fill it all in with dirt just to dig it all right back out to put a basement in. So my main goal right now is really just to establish where the basement's going to go and make sure I put good dirt there. And if I have, you know, kind of a moat around it of lower spots, I'm okay with that, even if I just fill it up basically to level with the road. But I won't be building it up as high as the main house just yet, I don't think, because it's just, I'm going to fill it all right in and dig it all right back out. It's the luxury of having your own equipment, but anyway, it is wasted time, I guess. So anyway, this is your before shot, just as a reminder as to what this crazy chaotic mess looks like. And we'll see how things go for the rest of this week on trying to haul some dirt, and we'll see how it looks when we're done. Well, we have had a solid day of hauling. I was just going to show you my pit here. I think it's just funny the way it is right here at the water level, because I ran out of gas. I've been running the pumps. I got 2 pumps sitting over there, and I've been running them as much as I can every day, getting this pumped out. 2 days ago it was completely full, so it's good that we're making progress. But anyway, I ran out of gas today, so I haven't been running them, but I've just been digging down beside the water as much as I can, as deep as I can. That's deep, deep, deep. That's fine, it'll just be a deep into the pond. But when I get the rest of the pond pumped out, I'll get back down in here. I'll cut a little road down in, and I'll knock that berm down to make it all continuous with the base of the pond. So anyway, we've hauled 21 loads out. Wilbur's doing great, hauling bigger loads and faster loads than ever before. And I'm going to go over there and get it all spread out, and then I'll show you the difference so far as opposed to last night when you got the before image. All right, well, here's our after picture on day 1. Like I said, I got 21 loads today. I'm gonna stand right where I showed you last night. See what's left of our little ramp here going down. So I showed you last night, I got in there and I cut out all that muck, and then after the kids were in bed last night, I got over here and I cut out the rest of this, which was really deep. That's where I've always had my suction hose, and so from time to time I would dig the bucket in there and kind of dig out a sump, and that whole sump had silted in, so it was just really nasty, goopy stuff. But you can see we got down on solid clay again. So 21 loads in here today. Rosie is sitting about, well, 5 feet higher, 4 or 5 feet higher than she would have been last night, sitting in that same spot. So I did it in 2 lifts, which normally you should do about, you know, a foot to 18 inches per lift, but there's not going to be any structures going on this particular area. So it'll be okay. It'll just be front yard. I'm not too worried about it. Where the main of the house is going to go, back here behind Rosie and across, we'll do that on shorter lifts just to help with the compaction. Of course, it's going to all get dug right back out for the basement anyway. So that being said, it probably doesn't really matter because the basement itself will be sitting down here on this virgin clay that's really well compacted. So maybe I'll do it in sloppy fast lifts anyway. Heck, I'll probably put piers under the basement if I have to, just whatever. I don't care. Build it right the first time. Anyway, not talking about that right now. Super excited about all the dirt. Wilbur ran great, except for that one little time that I kind of let him run out of diesel. But luckily I had diesel in the barrels, got it filled back up, primed up, got the air out and running again. Had me scared, you know, freaking out just at the thought of something wrong with the fuel system with the new injector pump. But no, just me being a dum-dum. And the tank didn't look like it was empty, so I don't know if there's a pinhole in the intake tube or what. But anyway, got it filled up, running, and back to work with no issues. So into day 1, we'll see what we get out of the rest of it.